Hey, what's up guys, Vedant here. In this video I'll be showing you how you can create a basic timer in Swift. Now to begin, simply on our main.servlet file we want to go ahead and add a button first of all. This is going to be our start button, and then finally a label. This will show our current time, and I'll make the font size a lot bigger as well. So this is what the basic app will look like. In the next part of creating a timer, we're going to add things like start-stop functionality and all that stuff. Now to begin, simply go ahead and drag the label in there. We're just going to call this label. And then for our button here, we want to create an action for it. So the action will just be called start in our case. And there we go. Now at the top of our view controller here, we want to go ahead and define some new terms. We're going to first of all define a timer. So var timer, or create a variable called timer, is equal to a timer. And then we want to do something that will count the timer. So we're going to set a variable that's equal to 0, and every time the timer runs, it's going to add on to that variable. So var time is equal to 0. From here, we want to go ahead and go into our start button, and we're going to set timer, which is the variable up top here, equal to timer dot scheduled timer, time interval, target, selector, all that, user info. So the time interval is how often you want the timer to perform the action. So in our case, we'll just do 2. So every 2 seconds, it'll perform some sort of action. Target is self. Selector is just type selector and then leave a bracket in there. So selector, and leave the brackets with quotations in there. We're going to come back to that in a second. User info, we're going to say nil. And repeats, we do want it to repeat as we are creating a timer, so true. Now down here, for our stopwatch / timer, we're going to do at Objective-C, so objc func, and let's just go ahead and call this timer count. And then we want the brackets and then the curly brackets because it is a function. Then, so this name is what you want to go ahead and put into our selector. So this is what's going to happen. It's going to trigger this event every 2 seconds. So once we've defined our function here, we want to say time, which is the variable on the top, which is equal to 0, plus equal to 2. So every time timer count runs, it'll add 2 seconds to the counting of time. And finally, we want to set the label.text equal to string, because the label is a string itself, and then in the string we want it to be time. So now every 2 seconds we should see this update. And let's run the simulator. So if we hit start, you'll see that the label disappears and it says 2, 4, 6, 8, and then so on and so forth. This does it for this video on the timer. In the next video, we'll learn how to pause the timer and reset the timer. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Do subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.